in Mount Hagen in Papua New Guinea, I met a man there, and I knew him a bit over a few years, who was a man I would think would be one of the roughest, toughest, hardest men I've ever met. And he had probably done everything in life that you could do wrong. And he would admit to all of that. He was a Catholic who never went to church and probably hadn't been to church for many, many years, but he would not be anything else but a Catholic. Underneath, he was really a very good man, and in many things he had the moral position right. Bit of a mystery. There was a story from Mount Hagen which appeared on the front page of the Post-Courier newspaper of a woman who was being tortured. She was stripped naked and she was killed in front of a large crowd of people. She had been accused of what they call sanguma, which is a type of witchcraft or magic. And in that she was accused of killing people. A large crowd watched and nobody interfered. When we were talking about this in the bar of the Mount Hagen Club, this man said, "If I had been there, I would have stopped it." Said it very clearly, I would have stopped it. And he would have. In the crowd, it might have been 30, 40, 50 people, and they were Highlanders, and they were intent on what they were doing. And the Highlanders can be fairly rugged people, but he would have stopped it. Such was his his method. He would have fought them, fist fights. He would have knocked them down. He would have screamed and yelled at them. He would have used language they'd probably never heard before, but he would have stopped it. Now, I often wondered after that, if I had been there, what would I have done? And that raises the question, and this is the question which comes up in our gospel reading and our first reading from the prophet, from Exodus. It's about justice, caring for the widow and the orphan, caring for the poor, being honest in our dealings, and Jesus giving the people again the commandment to love God and love your neighbour, which comes from Deuteronomy and Exodus. This was basic to the faith of the Jewish people. Love God and love your neighbour. This man in Mount Hagen would have shown love for neighbour by rescuing that woman and giving her back her life. So the question is for us, all these questions of justice, and I know there's many questions and many issues, and I know there are many people who are trying to do something about it and working hard for it. In the church we have our justice officers, Justice and Peace, Caritas. We have many people working for social justice, for refugees, for migrants, for women, for children, for the indigenous people. And I spoke on Friday about Nanalinga. There are many people and many good things happening, and this is the question we have to all ask ourselves. Justice and peace, mercy. And this runs right through the Old Testament. God said, I don't want your sacrifices. I don't want your offerings. I want justice and mercy. And at one stage in one of the books, he says, the stink of your sacrifices gets up my nose. Very strong words. And so we are called to that too. Now, what some of the scribes and Pharisees were trying to do to Jesus was to trap him in an argument about minor regulations and rules and laws. And Jesus would never enter into that because it was endless. That's what a lot of those people did. They had endless debates and arguments about words and laws. So Jesus undercut the whole argument, went to the heart of the Jewish faith. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and all your soul, and your neighbour as yourself. That's the basis of the whole thing. And this leads us to the work of the lay people in the world. The vocation of the lay person is to precisely do that, bring justice and bring the gospel values into the world, into culture, into society. This is our mission also. If we are baptized Catholics, then this is our mission. And all are called to be active, all are called to mission. I'll continue in this theme at a later time. The mission is alive. Keep on mission, work for justice and peace. Thank you.